what do we think of Bagley on the Wizards? Of them trying to develop him? He'll be 25 sometime this year. He's actually scoring and rebounding really well. He's just not playing a ton of minutes because you can't really play him a lot of minutes. Like he hasn't been that player. I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be, but he's number 2 pick that got picked in front of Luka and Trey and Jaren Jackson Jr. and all these guys. So Josh, do you think that Bagley can be a starting level big man on a good team?
Maybe it's hard for me. It's hard for me to think either way about it because I just think the Wizards have so much work to do.
Yeah.
It could go either direction. I think there's just so much work to be done, right? He's not going to come in and they're not going to be good still. Right? They're still not going to be good with this trade. Like there's so much work that needs to be done. As far as him fitting what a modern 5 is, sure. I think he's got what it takes to be a modern 5. The numbers look good in his minutes per game, but like I just think there's too much work to be done to call it either way right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's going to stay in Washington.
Right.
I don't
Jay,
know.
you squealed there when Josh
deciding.
said Marvin.
No. The answer is no. Marvin Bagley is not a starting level player.
Okay, can he be a rotation big?
Marvin Bagley is one of the worst draft picks of all time, considering behind him went Luka, Jaren Jackson, Trey Young.
But here's the problem, Jay. The tone in your voice just now put that on Bagley instead of on the Kings.
Oh no, I'm not putting that on Marvin Bagley. That is fully on the Kings. But and this the Pistons, like, they went out and spent draft capital to get Marvin Bagley. Sure. To go get him. And now they're trading 2 second-round picks to dump him?
Well, yeah, because they're trying to create cap space and flexibility.
Cap space, what is it, 68 mil
next year? It just shows the misevaluation in the first place that they thought they could basically salvage him. They thought they could salvage James Wiseman. Neither of them turned into good players. Now they're dumping draft picks. While they're 3-36, they are dumping draft picks. Does that not seem insane to people? That shouldn't they be going out and getting draft picks?
I'm of the opinion that draft picks are overrated.
It screams to me that we want to be good next year, is what I hear, rather than we're thinking
this year.
We want to be good in
which 2034.
Is it's great. That's
which
the thing.
Is crazy.
People keep talking about
taking,
like, yo, they tried to make the play-in tournament this year.
No, they could continue to play their asses off and still win 5 games maybe this year.
Look, and they've got a ton of cap space now. They'll have flexibility to absorb contracts. They'll have flexibility to do other things. And so in that way, this sets them up for the future. But it just goes back to mistakes they've made in the past. And there are so many mistakes. And now they just keep Band-Aided over them. Just there's Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid. And it's like, that needs an amputation, actually.
Well, it's everybody. It's a bunch of people in the front office trying to save their jobs by going, if we can sign players that can help us win in 2024, 2025, maybe we still got a chance to stick around.
Right.
Because they're not thinking long term. Because none of those people will be around long term.
Right. There's no sense in
why would Troy Weaver, Amani Williams plan for 5 years from now, where if they don't win next year, they're going to be gone anyways?
Yeah. If they go from the worst team ever, which is what they are currently, to
9th or 10th,
30 wins, 35 wins, play for the
monumental turnaround.
I mean, my God, yeah.
Coach of the year.
Is there a tiny chance? Is there a chance that adding the shooting of Gallinari and Mike Muscala actually helps Cade Cunningham, helps Jaden Ivey? I know those guys are not like elite players, but they needed shooting so badly on that roster that maybe in some way adding those guys helps a little bit. It's not about that, I don't think. This is about the cap space and the flexibility moving forward. But I don't know. This is.
I mean, those guys.
This is one of the saddest trades. One of the saddest trades.
1.5 threes a game each, maybe.
I mean,
it's not. I don't.
They're
not floor spacers like that.
like you have two smart players, two veterans
For sure.
in the mix now. Like that understanding can help, but I mean, they're also probably going to trade more guys, right?
Yeah.
I think if the Pistons can get to 10 wins this season, we should give Monty Williams Coach of the Year. Because them winning 7 more times seems impossible.
You know why it seems impossible?
Here we go.
Keeps playing Killian Hayes.
I knew it was coming.
He's not going to play. He's not going to play.
Starting Isaiah Livers, and he just came out the other day and said, "I never thought about playing Jaden Ivey at point guard before. We had an organizational meeting, and they told me to play Jaden Ivey." What do you mean organizational meeting? You needed an organizational meeting to figure out that the most athletic guy, one of the most athletic guys in the league, a lottery pick recently. Maybe you should put the ball in his hands and just see what happens. And not even that, like, I understand not wanting to throw Jaden Ivey into the deep end. It's okay not to want to throw him into the deep end. It's okay to want him to play off ball and be able to get downhill in the second side, whatever. You have reasons for that. I get it. Jaden Ivey is a raw player. He has a lot to work on. You're 3 and forever. 3 and
now
forever.
It's time to experiment.
And you have to just put the ball in his hands. It's just so short-sighted to keep running out the same nonsense and not trying to see what Jaden Ivey can give you and letting him develop in real time. What are you trying to salvage? 1 win every 15 games?
To be fair, Monty might be trying to get fired so he can just collect his checks, which I would respect the hell out of. Collecting $70 million.
At least he showed accountability. He was like, you know what? That one's on me.
That one's on me. The last 3 months, never considered it.
Didn't think once that this guy who's clearly projects to be a point guard long term never thought about it once.
Never thought about it once.